the darts in the practice room, it means that Peter Wright has to break him twice to get back into this game and give himself a chance of winning.
Yes, he does, and I think that 1-2-6 could prove a pivotal moment, because if you're going to have a confidence booster in a game where you're not playing at your best, probably the best possible time to have that confidence boost was at that point. So he'll come back onto the stage after the break thinking, okay, let's get started now.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Seventh leg, James.
Well, first to 8 to go through to the semi-finals here in Perth, the second staging of the Perth Darts Masters 12 months ago. Phil Taylor in a brilliant final
36.
edged out Michael van Gerwen at 11-9. And we're expecting certainly the quarter-final, semi-final, final to be just as good. Peter Wright's picked it up, hasn't he? Noticeably. At one stage he didn't hit a 140 and Wade had 6, but he's hit 4 now. And James Wade hits his 8th 140. 97 average Wade, 91 Wright, but Wright has certainly picked it up a little, hasn't he?
He has. I think his throw has been slightly more deliberate since the start of the game. He's created this sort of rhythm over the last few months where it's been very repetitive and fluid. But I think tonight he needs to be a little bit more deliberate. But Wade really is piling in these 140s. He seems to have a game plan tonight of just pummeling with 140s and get down to that sort of 81, 85 range after 9 darts. And that way, Peter Wright's going to have to hit a lot of 140s and 180s.
60. James will require.
September 15 will be the target. These tops.
45.
James won't be worried about that. Peter back on 2-1-8, and there's only one option here. 180, put some pressure on. But Wade's still going to come back for one of his favourites. James looking very comfortable at the moment, not just in the game, but looks like he's having fun up there. Can he hit double 10 this time? No, he can't, but double 5. Another one, aggressive.
30.
Too aggressive this time. So Wright, unexpectedly, has a chance. Can he do it again? 2 legs in a row, 1-2-6 last time. Triple 20. Not to be. Wade coming back for double 5.
James will require 10.
Yeah, 4 out of 14 on the doubles for James Wade.
Game
3 legs is won with double 5, and 5-2 it is. He was dominant with the scoring in that leg, hence he got more chances at the end of it to win it, but it's a long way back for Peter Wright now.
If you notice the first start on double 5 for James there, what they usually say to people when they're talking about double 1 is 1 up, 1 in, and that first start was a perfect marker, and he will have been thinking that. More pressure from Wade. Another 180 from James. He really is piling the pressure on Snakebite tonight. And Peter is running out of time. He's going to have to kick. He's going to have to kick now.
82.
Well, we talked a little bit earlier about Peter Wright's brilliant checkout, one of the best checkouts of the year. For me, James Wade produced one of the best performances of the year so far with his victory over Phil Taylor in the semi-finals of the World Match Play, and he's replicating. All right, it's a shorter distance here, but for me, he's replicating that performance when he just dominated his opponent for long periods of the game and didn't really let Phil Taylor get into a rhythm. And there's the Peter Wright camp, and just to the left, James Wade's new wife, Sammy.
What's really interesting for me is that the game with James and Phil at Blackpool was very similar for me to the 2-9 dart game. It was nip and tuck. But James, what a beautiful guide for double top for 6-2. Oh,
I think that's just 1 out of 7 on tops for James Wade in this match. He should return.
And he will return. But James's face was like 1,000 words there, as if to say, what was that? But he has a chance to rectify it. 3 darts in hand for tops. Right in the middle, nowhere near the wire. 6-2 it is. That would have got you a victory last night. He's got to go to 8 this time. He's got a 4-leg lead with another break.
really good performance, you have to say, from James Wade. He has got his game head on, all right. Third 180, not normally known for heavy scoring as far as the maximums are concerned, but his 140s, 10 140s, 3 180s, 98 average, despite the fact that normally the strongest point of his game, his finishing, has been a little bit off.
Absolutely, and if you've got strengths like hitting doubles and if you've got a strong scoring game, if you put them both together, you have your A game. But on this occasion, James's scoring is getting him through this match, which means, you know, he's definitely got other gears, and that's got to be encouraging for James. If he potentially wins this match, he could win an awful lot more legs and possibly this tournament.
Well, at the start we thought it was too close to call. How wrong were we, but how wrong was everyone, because a lot of people thought this would go 8-6, 8-7 either way, and James Wade has proved everybody wrong with as dominant a performance as you could see in this quarter-final. Total frustration for Peter Wright.
That's the beautiful thing about darts, isn't it, Stuart? It's so unpredictable sometimes. James here, he's going to go treble 14 to leave tops, as he does. 9 out of 10 dart players would probably go for bull there, but James is so strong on treble 14 and double top, usually. That's his way, and that's part of his game plan.
It just looks very confident. It was hugely disappointing to lose that World Match Play final last month to Michael van Gerwen, but to be fair to Wade, he's played really well all year. Finally hits double 10 for the first time in the match, and that double 10 takes him a leg away from what will be a terrific victory. What a performance from James Wade.
We don't say that very often, do we, Stu? He's finally hit double 10. It's usually, oh, he's finally missed it. What's really interesting is that if you go back on some of the interviews that James has done, you know, when he's lost a lot of tournaments to Phil Taylor, he said, I would have been a millionaire if it wasn't for Phil Taylor. Well, it's a bit like the whole Phil Mickelson syndrome, isn't it? Now that, you know, people are beating Phil on more occasions, it's actually Michael van Gerwen that's costing him a lot more money. It's like replacing Tiger Woods with Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, well, at the moment, Michael van Gerwen certainly is dominant. Van Gerwen against Van Barneveld to come.
That's always a fantastic match to watch, whether they're playing for a packet of peanuts or whether they're playing for, you know, £100,000. I would pay to watch that match, and I'm sure everybody around the world and in the darting public would do the same. People from Perth are definitely doing that, because we're not far away from that game at this stage. James in full control.
Well, so much so that here we are in the 10th leg. Peter Wright's only had 5 darts and a double in the entire game. A couple of those have been at the ball.
I think this is probably one of Peter's worst performances in a while. What he will do is he won't take it to heart. He will go straight back to the practice board and get his head on for next week in Sydney, because he knows that the World Series Finals is just around the corner, and he wants to be as high a seed as possible for that. He wants to back up what he did in Japan and what he did in Dubai. It doesn't look like it's going to be his week, but you never know. In order to have great comebacks, you've got to put yourself in these positions, so you just don't know.
Yeah, the World Series Finals in Scotland, in Glasgow, the Braehead Arena in November. Ticket information from the PDC website. Tickets still available, but here Peter Wright, who will be there, he will be playing there. We'll be hoping to extend this game into at least another leg, but two more missed darts at double.
Well, James has 100 to go through. Tops for the match. It's not a bad guide, it's nice and clear. And it's there. 8-2 James Wade.
Brilliant performance, you have to say, from James Wade. That really was. Peter Wright, the disappointment's etched all over his face. Dominant from Wade, machine-like from the world number 6. He's through to the semi-finals, and he'll play the winner of our next quarter-final. It's the double Dutch battle. It's Raymond van Barneveld against the world number 1, Michael van Gerwen.